The audience for this book, Longing for God, is all of those who are disillusioned with the superficialities of modern culture, including modern religious culture.
And one of the most unique parts of our book is the fact that this is tied to a 2,000-year history. It's anchored to the church. It's anchored to the person of Jesus Christ. It includes Scripture. And so it's not something that we're doing on our own. It's something that's really tapping in to a history and a pattern that's really come down through the ages.
Gail Beebe and I met when I was pastoring in Newberg, Oregon, and teaching at George Fox University. Gail was a student, one of the brightest students around, and I was just working on a first book, Celebration of Discipline.
He would mimeograph it, bring it in, and we would read these mimeographed chapters. And it was the first time I had ever seen the spiritual life ordered, and I was totally captivated by it.
And that was an exciting kind of interaction that was going on, and that led over the years in the two of us writing together and teaching together. If anybody's ever taken that bullet train from London to Paris, Gail's the bullet train. Okay? I'm the little choo-choo train that keeps saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think.
It was during that time that we began to teach a class called The History and Practice of Christian Spirituality, which is really the material that gave rise to the book. And along the way, I would teach the history and Richard would teach the practice, showing the fact that what was going on in these people's lives as well as around these people, and what were they discovering about our life with God that's actually timeless.
The book Longing for God has a structure that is connected to the great paths of spiritual formation. And originally we had thought in terms chronologically through history, but then realized that if we can identify these key 7 paths,
these 7 archetypal patterns that you really see coming down through Christian history and really typifying the most dominant approaches people have taken to their life with God,
then we can have a deep way of connecting with the need, both the needs that people have as well as the longings for transformation into their lives.
And really is meant to invite us into a life with God and say, of the paths that are presented here and the paths that have been most dominant, which are the ones that fit you best?
A few earlier books that I had written, Streams of Living Water, Devotional Classics, Spiritual Classics, these were attempts to give people a reference point from which to jump into the great devotional masters. And this book, Longing for God, is to help us really soak into this life.
It gathers up the finest parts of a religious tradition and says, you know, you aren't in this on your own. The discovery of a life with God is something where people who've gone before us can provide great help.
The main thing that I would like readers to take away from this book, Longing for God, is a sense of hope about their own lives, that they can move forward in the spiritual life.